Hello, YouTube. Welcome to a new day 365. My channel on addiction, relapse, and recovery. My name is Jim, and I hope you're all having a blessed day. Today is December 30th, and I am 44 days sober. No hypes, no pipes, no booze, no pills, no weed. Just clean and serene. Let me see. So 44 days sober, 2 weeks off cigarettes again, so that's good. I'm happy about that. You know, small accomplishments, small gifts of recovery. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I just want to. I've made a couple goals for myself this week. One is to do a 12-step meeting every day this week, and so far I'm 3 for 3. Uh, and I wanted to read from the big book every day this week. I missed yesterday. Um, so I'm gonna make this video, and I'm gonna make a part two from the last video I made. So I'll finish off the chapter. There's a solution. Last time we talked about what about the real alcoholic. So continuing from there, page 25 of the big book. And what I'm saying is that, like, now I get to kill two birds with one stone. I get to read from my big book and make a YouTube video. So, you know, using my head. All right, let's get into it. Page 25. There is a solution. There is a solution. Almost none of us like the self-searching, the leveling of our pride, the confession of shortcomings which the process requires for successful consummation. But we saw that it really works in others, and we had come to believe in the hopelessness and futility of life as we had been living it. When, therefore, we were approached by those in whom the problem had been solved, the problem of addiction and alcoholism, there was nothing left for us but to pick up the simple kit of spiritual tools laid at our feet. We had found much of heaven, and we have been rocketed into a fourth dimension of existence of which we had not even dreamed. The great fact is just this, and nothing less, that we have had deep and effective spiritual experiences, which have revolutionized our whole attitude toward life, toward our fellows, and toward God's universe. The central fact of our lives today is the absolute certainty that our Creator has entered into our hearts and lives in a way which is indeed miraculous. He has commenced to accomplish those things for us which we could not do by ourselves. If you are as seriously alcoholic or addicted as we were, we believe there is no middle of the road solution. We were in a position where life was becoming impossible. I certainly was. You can look at some of my past videos to see that. And if we had passed into the region from which there is no return through human aid, we had but two alternatives. One was to go on to the bitter end, blotting out the consciousness of our intolerable situation as best we could, which is how I was living prior to coming to detox and then into treatment. And the other, to accept spiritual help. This we did because we honestly wanted to, and we were willing to make the effort. Right? You have to be honest, open-minded, and willing. A certain American businessman had ability, good sense, and high character. For years he had floundered from one sanitarium to another. He had consulted the best-known American psychiatrist. Then he had gone to Europe, placing himself in the care of a celebrated physician, the psychiatrist Dr. Young, who prescribed for him. Though experience had made him skeptical, he finished his treatment with unusual confidence. His physical and mental condition were unusually good. Above all, he believed he had acquired such a profound knowledge of the inner workings of his mind and its hidden springs that relapse was unthinkable. Nevertheless, he was drunk in a short time. More baffling still, he could give himself no satisfactory explanation for his fall. So he returned to this doctor, whom he admired, and asked him point blank why he could not recover. He wished above all things to regain self-control. He seemed quite rational and well balanced with respect to other problems, yet he had no control whatsoever over alcohol. Why was this? He begged the doctor to tell him the whole truth, and he got it. In the doctor's judgment, he was utterly hopeless. He could never again He could never regain his position in society, and he would have to place himself under lock and key or hire a bodyguard if he expected to live long. That was a great physician's opinion. But this man still lives and is a free man. He does not need a bodyguard, nor is he confined. He can go anywhere on this earth where other free men may go, without disaster, provided he remains willing to maintain a certain simple attitude. Some of our alcoholic readers may think they can do without spiritual help. Let us tell you the rest of the conversation our friend had with his doctor. The doctor said, "You have the mind of a chronic addict. I have never seen one single case recover where that state of mind existed to the extent that it does in you." Our friend felt as though the gates of hell had closed on him with a clang. He said to the doctor, "Is there no exception?" "Yes," replied the doctor, "there is. Exceptions to cases such as yours have been occurring since early times. Here and there, once in a while, alcoholics and addicts have had what are called vital spiritual experiences. To me, these occurrences are phenomena. They appear to be in the nature of huge emotional displacements and rearrangements. Ideas, emotions, and attitudes which were once the guiding forces of the lives of these men were suddenly cast to one side, and a completely new set of conceptions and motives begin to dominate them. In fact, I have been trying to produce some such emotional rearrangement within you. With many individuals, the methods which I employed are successful, but I have never been successful with an alcoholic or addict of your description." Upon hearing this, our friend was somewhat relieved, for he reflected that, after all, he was a good church member. This hope, however, was destroyed by the doctor's telling him that while his religious convictions were very good, in his case they did not spell the necessary vital spiritual experience. Here was the terrible dilemma in which our friend found himself when he had had that extraordinary experience, which, as we have already told you, made him a free man. We, in our turn, sought the same escape with all the desperation of drowning men. What seemed at first a flimsy reed has proved to be the loving and powerful hand of God. A new life has been given us, or, if you prefer, a design for living that really works. The distinguished American psychologist William James, in his book Varieties of Religious Experience, indicates a multitude of ways in which men have discovered God. We have no desire to convince anyone that there is only one way by which faith can be acquired. If what we have learned and felt and seen means anything at all, it means that all of us, whatever our race, creed, or color, are the children of a living creator with whom we may form a relationship upon simple and understandable terms, as soon as we are willing and honest enough to try. Those having religious affiliations will find here nothing disturbing to their beliefs or ceremonies. There is no friction among us over such matters. We think it no concern of ours what religious bodies our members identify themselves with as individuals. This should be an entirely personal affair with which each one decides for himself, in the light of past associations or his present choice. Not all of us join religious bodies, but most of us favor such memberships. In the following chapter, there appears an explanation of alcoholism as we understand it, then a chapter addressed to the agnostic. Many who once were in this class are now among our members. Surprisingly enough, we find such convictions no great obstacle to a spiritual experience. Further on, clear-cut directions are given showing how we recovered. These are followed by 42 personal experiences. Each individual in the personal stories describes in his own language and from his own point of view the way he has established his relationship with God. These give a fair cross-section of our membership and a clear-cut idea of what has actually happened in their lives. We hope no one will consider these self-revealing accounts in bad taste. Our hope is that many alcoholic men and women, desperately in need, will see these pages, and we believe that it is only by fully disclosing ourselves and our problems as they will be persuaded to say, "Yes, I am one of them too. I must have this thing." Again, I've said it before, that's the hope for my channel. Like, you can witness how bad I had become through my relapse and through my drug use, and then see the changes as they happen. Like, I hope that you can notice the changes in me, that something has happened. I'm not that messed up tweaker that I was just 44 days ago, right? And that's not to say I'm cured. It's not to say that I am immune. It's not to say that I'm always going to be sober, but it is to say that as long as I keep doing the do things and I keep living this way and I keep in conscious contact with a God of my understanding, you know, my chances improve greatly. You know, I was sober yesterday. I'm sober for today, and with God's grace, I'll be sober again tomorrow. Right? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it made sense to you. Thanks for watching. I love you all. Be blessed. Thank you.